I became a middle school teacher specifically because I like the challenge of kids that are rambunctious and kind of are not aware of what's about to happen in their lives, and they need a little guidance. And they're just really fun and sarcastic, and I love that. Comments about the age group would be that they are very outspoken, very certain on what they think is correct, even if they're not correct. So you have to be tactful of how you approach them and what they think is right or not right.
They're fun. They have a lot of energy, and it's all about getting them to channel that energy in good ways and not bad. But when they do, they can be really creative and really imaginative and stuff like that. So once they get off their phones and stuff like that, then they open
up. Staying positive and calm is incredibly difficult. I do a lot of deep breathing. If things in the classroom get out of control, I turn around and I sit down and I let them self-soothe and figure out that they need to fix this so that I can come over and teach them.
Yeah, elementary, it's all about, at least for music, I'd say it's kind of immersing them in music and exposing them to music, and it's all about each specific, more like just kind of understanding music and how to move to it and how to respond to it. Where in high school, there's much more, there's more context that's needed. So, like high school lesson plans, it's more about like what's like some background information on like this musician, their life, and how that led them to make this type of music versus this. And so I'd say they're both challenging in different ways. I prefer high school because it's more contextual, I guess.
My experience with music education and where it has taken me is I started here when I just turned 22, so it's been 15 years. I am currently on the All-City Elementary Middle School Choir Executive Board, and I have a lot of opportunities within the district to work with other music teachers and programs such as we sing at the Phillies game, we do concerts, we perform downtown, so as many experiences as the kids can get.
Let's see, I'm in my second full year of teaching. First year was at a charter school, and then went to grad school for wind conducting. So in terms of career, moving to, beefing up the band here, or moving on to a school that has band, or we'll see. But definitely going to teach for another minimum 20 years, and then we'll see. I should do it 45.
Relationship with the students, I find, is very healthy and a safe space that's created for them so that they feel comfortable to talk to me about whatever they need to talk about in their lives.
I think it's good. I think in the beginning of the year, it's kind of you kind of have to trick students' personalities and classes' personalities and stuff. So in the beginning of the year, I'm way different than I am in the middle of the year. I'm much more, I move around a lot more. I'm really on them about phones, and I'm much more of a disciplinarian, I guess. Once that they kind of know how I roll, okay, no, you can't have your phone out here, and so on and so forth. Then I start easing up. So then once they kind of like adjust to me, then I can ease up and let them get away with more stuff, I guess. In the morning, it's a little different than in the afternoon. It's a specials class. So if you're interested in music, and then you're gonna buy into what I'm saying, and if you're not into music, then you're not. I was always bad at art classes, so art just kind of went over my head. But then I held on to every word of my music classes because I was interested in that. So depending on who they are as a person, that depends on how much they respond. But also being 14 is just being 14.
Students' attitudes about music class, that's interesting. It depends on if they like what's going on. Right now, some of them are playing guitar, and it's very challenging because they have to work harder than they're used to because they're learning something completely new, and it's very frustrating when they don't get it. So they tend to not want to come, a lot of them lately, until they kind of realize and grasp the concept of guitar. The little guys, they love coming in. I never have a problem with them.
So the lesson is going to be more or less different every day or week, going into different units. That'll be, if I have 90 minutes, I'd say an hour of that is the lesson. A good 10 or 15 minutes is the do now to start out. And my do now, that's where I have like something consistent. Every single day is the same. Like every day they come in, they grab a half sheet of paper, and then we watch a music video and we respond to it. So just getting their ears working, making sure that they are just listening for things other than, oh, I like that, or I don't like this song, something like that, you know. And then we start going into, when we're playing piano, it's kind of warm up, and then learn something new, and then develop that technique. So if we learn something like chords, you introduce the concept, and then you try out chords, and then you apply chords to a song. So just making sure that like what they learn in the beginning of the class relates to what they're going to do by the end of the class.
Facilitate them. My whole room is based on procedures, and if you don't follow them, things fall apart. And that could go for any classroom. Everything that we do, we have keyboards, guitars, we do songwriting, dancing. So everything we do needs a procedure, otherwise it's complete chaos in the room.
Well, you approach with kindness and compassion first, which is tough because sometimes it's like you're just watching as two people go flying over a desk, and your like immediate reaction is to just yell because it's something crazy happening in front of you. So that makes sense. But most of the time, I just know that it's not me. Like there's nothing that I've done to any of these students that would make them, you know, hate me or cuss me out or something like that. You know, it's not something that I did, other than like, you know, they get back to work, and then sometimes people just have attitudes. So always go up to it with like, "What's up? Are you all right today? Something going on at home?" Just kind of asking questions that are not accusatory, just to make sure that they, you know, kind of know that I'm coming up. I just want to make sure that you're okay, and we'll figure out the grade stuff later. You know.